Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today for a new pick a card reading. For anyone that is new to the channel, hello and welcome in. My name is Melissa, and in today's video, we're going to be looking into what is ahead for you during Scorpio season. So Scorpio season is going to be happening from about October 23rd through November 21st. When I think of the sign of Scorpio, I think of a couple of different themes that may come up for us during this time. To me, Scorpio is a sign that is deeply emotional. It is a water sign, right? So this could be a period of time where a lot of us are getting very deep in our feelings, maybe even doing some deep shadow work and inner healing during this time. Scorpio is also a sign of intense transformations, right? Because we're digging so deep into our subconscious, into our shadow side, that it allows us to understand better who we are and be able to promote those rebirths in life where we need them. So this doesn't necessarily mean that these are the specific themes that are going to come up in each of your piles. I did leave it pretty open, but those are just a couple things for you to kind of keep in mind as we move into the reading. Let's get into some disclaimers. First and foremost, you guys, this is a general reading, so if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Some messages may be really specific for your situation, while other messages may not. If you do want to book a personal reading, that's always going to give you a better read, a more accurate read on your own energy. If you wanted to book one with me, all the details on how you can do that will be linked in the description box down below. This is also sort of a prediction style reading because we're looking ahead into the future, being Scorpio season, that time frame. So always keep in mind, guys, that you have the free will to create your own destiny, to create your own future for yourself. So please don't feel bound or tied to anything that a tarot reading is saying to you, because if you see something in this reading that you're not loving, just know that the future is not set in stone. All you need to do is switch up your actions, switch up your energy, maybe switch up the way you react to situations, and you can totally manifest a different outcome for yourself. All right, let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. So we're doing 3 piles today, and we're doing a crystal card instead of an actual crystal. So for pile 1, we have this Brazilianite. For pile 2, we have the Azurite. And for pile 3, we have Scolasite. So I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about this upcoming Scorpio season and what it has in store for you. Go ahead and select the pile or the crystal that you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made that choice, scroll down to the description box where you can locate the timestamp that will take you to your chosen pile. See you there. Hey, pile number 1, if you guys picked out this Brazilianite crystal card, this is going to be your message for Scorpio season. We're going to start things off with your crystal card here. So Brazilianite. So this is a crystal that I've actually never really heard of before other than in this deck. So I'm wondering if this is like more of a rare specimen that is not necessarily like really widespread out there on the market for purchase, like some of the other crystals you guys see in front of me here. But, you know, that might be a message that this month you guys could be moving into sort of like a unique situation, an unfamiliar situation, something that's happening sort of once in a blue moon. But I'm really being drawn to the color of this crystal, which is this beautiful sort of green color. It kind of reminds me of peridot, which is the birthstone for August, the month of August, that kind of greenish tone, similar. So the green color is directly associated with the heart chakra. So what I'm feeling for you guys during Scorpio season is that this is a month where your heart space is really being activated. This could have to do with themes of self-love. This could have to do with healing. This can have to do with forgiveness work happening this month, or just overall working on being more vulnerable and opening yourself up to others. You also have the message of flexibility here. So I feel like with that message coming through, this is about being, less rigid about things, learning to kind of go with the flow. When you're dealing with yourself and with others, you're giving yourself grace, you're giving others grace, having more fun, not necessarily focusing so much on it has to be this way, it has to look this way specifically, right? So those are the initial messages that I'm getting. Let's see what else we have with your astrology cards. So you guys have the first house, And you have progressions. Interesting. I feel like I want to move this crystal. I don't know. I should probably figure this out before we get into the reading, but there we go. More space. So, overall energy for this month. So you guys are, I feel like, starting something new this month with the first house and with this journey card that's being presented here. For some of you, this could be like literally starting something brand new in your life. For others of you, this could be about taking a new approach to something in your life. But the first house is directly talking about the way that you are perceived by the world, the way that you show up in this world. So whatever this new start is, or even if it's just like we're starting a new month, we're starting a new season, whatever it is, like the first house is all about the way you're perceived and the way that you decide to show up. I would also recommend you looking at your rising sign, because your rising sign is going to be directly associated with the first house. So for me, like I'm a Virgo rising, so I tend to show up in the world as a Virgo, like kind of the way I present myself is a little bit like perfectionist energy sometimes. You guys probably already know. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but looking at your rising sign might be able to give you guys a little bit more insight into the way that others perceive you or the way that you show up just naturally in the world. And with progressions coming up here, this is all about, again, I'm seeing a journey. So for some of you guys, this is a new journey. For others of you, you may be stopping and reevaluating something on your path this month as well, where you're looking at, okay, this is who I am. How am I showing up right now? Like, how are the people around me perceiving me? And is this giving me the results that I ultimately want to achieve as I move forward toward my desired path or my desired goal? There is an energy of making progress, but there's also this energy of not quite being at our final destination just yet. Okay, so this upcoming Scorpio season is kind of a time where I feel like you guys are, you're needing to sort of keep the end goal in mind as you're navigating your current circumstances, because the actions that you choose to take during this time are directly going to impact the future outcome. So let's move into the tarot cards next. We're working with some creepy decks today because it is Scorpio season. It's still like Halloween season kind of. So we have, this is the Three of Cups. We also have the Hierophant card. We'll put these down here actually. So this is definitely looking like a month where you guys may be connecting with friends, having more fun. Remember, we were talking about like flexibility a little bit, learning to go with the flow of things. Yeah, like you guys with the Three of Cups, there's celebration here. There's happiness, there's joy, there's fun. And I was mentioning in the intro how Scorpio season is sort of this time where we're really going deep in our emotions. And it's interesting to see this woman here kind of like sinking into the water. So there is some sort of emotional healing that I feel like you guys might be doing this month around friendships or connections in your life, relationships in your life. And maybe through being able to be more flexible in the way you show up, you're going to be able to have a little bit more fun. Maybe the shadow work, the shadow side for you guys this month is learning how to be less rigid. And it's interesting that we have a Hierophant card here, because the Hierophant is all about like the tradition of things. It's all about like, you know, the norms, the social norms, the societal norms, the norms of whatever situation we're in, right? This is giving like kind of a more of a churchy kind of norms. Well, not norms, but you guys can see what it is. But like it would be like, you know, a church, for instance, has specific ways of doing things, specific traditions is what I'm trying to get at with that long-winded example. So I feel like you guys, it's like interesting that this is showing almost like an exorcism here, because it feels like there's something that you guys are purging out of you this month. Something to do with traditions or belief systems, or something to do with, you know, again, going back to that emotional flexibility, perhaps the way that you're showing up. For others of you, the energy could be flipped, where it might actually be that a certain belief system is supporting you on your journey. It's helping you with your healing. So in this instance, right, we have the priest exorcising the demon, right? So there could be some sort of spiritual belief system that you guys are connecting with this month that's helping you to guide you along your path. It could be anything, really. We have ritual. All right, and we also have the broom. Yeah, so with the broom, it's like there's something that needs to be cleared. There's something that needs to be cleared from your life. What dreams may come from what you seek. Make room, make way. A clearing need to be. So you guys are definitely being guided to sort of clean house, quote unquote, this month, and purge yourself of the things that are no longer serving you as you're moving along your journey. Getting rid of people, places, things, energies that no longer align with who you are and how you want to show up and align in your life with the image that you want to put forth out into the world for others. Things that are blocking you as you move along your path. You also have the ritual card here. So there could be some sort of like literally a ritual that you guys are partaking in this month, something that's kind of spiritual or witchy for some of you. For others of you, this could just be about like new routines or new habits in your life that you are choosing to embody because you know that there are going to be things that are helping you to reach whatever goal you're trying to accomplish. This could be like, okay, I'm going to have more fun with my friends. I'm going to try to connect with friends like once a week or twice a month, or some sort of routine around, I feel like, having more fun and sort of lightening things up in your life a little bit. You guys may also just be reevaluating the type of rituals that you have in your life as well. Like maybe this is the energy that needs to be purged too. Maybe there is an element of rigidity in certain patterns in your life, right? And so going back to that Brazilianite, that flexibility energy, finding ways to keep your framework in place, but being a bit more flexible. We have self-limiting beliefs. Negative thoughts are creating a roadblock in your life. So this is what's being purged. The self-limiting beliefs are what's needing to be purged this month or this upcoming Scorpio season, because this is what is blocking you from making progress here. So I feel like this is really symbolic of you guys like realizing that like whatever is holding you back is really within you, right? It's within you, and this is the month where maybe you guys are getting some support. It could be like therapy, it could be a mentor. It's something or someone, a belief system that's helping you to work through these self-limiting beliefs so that you can free yourself up to call in the love into your life that you're desiring. You also have deception, false illusions, scarcity mentality, falling into bad habits. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys listened to the intro, but Scorpio season is definitely a time of shadow work. So it's not surprising that we had some more like kind of shadowy cards that came up, it's not a bad thing. You know, I feel like this is a month where you guys are maybe coming into a realization, or I keep saying a month, this is a season, Scorpio season, where I feel like you guys are coming to some realizations maybe about certain patterns of behavior, beliefs that are holding you back, right? That you are ready to be rid of. And I feel like with that deception card, really any of those messages can apply depending on your situation. Scarcity mentality, falling into bad habits. I'm almost feeling like really drawn to that message of scarcity mentality, especially with the self-limiting beliefs card coming up here too, right? Because those kind of go hand in hand. Sometimes the self-limiting belief is that there's not enough of something, or, we're not able to do something because we don't have something else in our lives, whatever the issue is. So I feel like this is a month where you guys are really healing some of that around the heart space, to be able to kind of open yourselves up to receiving love and fun and joy in your life. Your last card is the Owl, wise seeing and wise action. So this is a beautiful message about really being able to kind of zoom the lens out of your situation and see things from a higher perspective. I feel like you guys this month are going to be getting a lot of like downloads or just intuitive insights from whatever experiences that you're going through on your journey. And maybe even coming into the Scorpio season, you guys have already kind of achieved a certain level of wisdom through experience that you've been through. And so now this is the month where it's time to put that wisdom into action, put those learnings into action, kind of practice what you preach or practice what you teach, or I don't know, practice what you've learned, put it into action, seeing things as they really are, and then aligning yourself with the action needed. So pile one, it looks like you have a very exciting, fun-filled, and healing Scorpio season ahead. I would love to hear from you in the comments how you feel like this lines up with your life and your personal situation. So please drop me a comment below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you will be updated when I upload new videos. And I look forward to seeing you in a new reading very soon. Bye. Hey, pile two, if you guys picked out this Azurite crystal card, this is going to be your Scorpio season readings. Let's go ahead and jump in. I am going to start off with your crystal card. So what I'm getting from this for you, pile two, is that during Scorpio season, I feel this is going to be a month where, not a month, a season where, I'm going to do that a million times during the reading, so just excuse me if you hear me keep calling it a month. But this is a season where you guys are, I feel, really relying on your intuition, because this is a beautiful kind of like indigo color. It's making me really think about the third eye chakra, and we're talking about expanded awareness. So for a lot of you guys, I feel like during this Scorpio season, your intuition is going to really serve as your best friend. It's going to allow you to really see things for as they really are. And maybe for some of you guys, there are certain situations presenting during this time where things were a little murky before, and now you're going to actually see them very clearly, right? The confusion is dissipating. The anxieties are dissipating. You're becoming more aware of what the situation really is, and that confusion is no longer. You guys also may be relying on your intuition to make important choices and decisions during this time as well. You guys have the Ascendant. It's kind of interesting because pile one had the first house, so kind of similar message there. We also have the sixth house, sustainability. So with the Ascendant coming up, I feel like this is all about sort of the way that you guys are viewing the world or viewing your situation or showing up within your situation. And the sixth house, this is kind of all about your day-to-day routines. So routines around like your work, your just day-to-day stuff that you do. The sixth house can also talk about like your health. And I'm really being guided to this like mind, body, kind of like spiritual energy that's being shown here in the sixth house card. You can see all the chakras here, and you guys had third eye. So there's definitely something here, I feel, during this time that's needing to be a little bit balanced with your routine, whether this has to do with your day-to-day activities, your health, your wellness, your fitness, the type of work that you're doing, things like that are coming into play. And with the Ascendant, it's like I said, it's the way that you are viewing it, the lens through which you're viewing it. You know, so I'd be curious to know what your rising sign is, group two, because our rising sign is like the way that we show up in the world. It's the way that we view the world. I'm a Virgo rising, for instance, so I tend to have those like kind of nitpicky, like perfectionist tendencies at times, but I also like things to be, you know, organized, and I like to help others, and, you know, there's light and shadow to every sign. So there's definitely something here that I feel you guys are just becoming a little bit more in tune with. You're seeing your situation here a lot more clearly around the way that you're viewing your routine or the way that you're showing up in your day-to-day life, in your routine. Let's continue. So we have the World card and the Ace of Pentacles. This could have to do with career for some of you guys, because Ace of Pentacles is kind of like that career energy. Potentially, not always, but there's certainly like, I'm getting that there's like some sort of a new opportunity being presented for you guys during Scorpio season, something that has the potential to be very abundant for you. Definitely could be something to do with work for sure, or just like money, day-to-day kind of stuff, the way you earn money. With the World card here, this is kind of about like closing out a chapter in your life so that new energy can be welcomed in, which makes sense with the Ascendant. So for some of you guys, this could be some sort of a new path that you're embarking on during this time as well. Let's zoom this in a little bit here. Yeah, so it's like she's getting ready to close this door and maybe walk toward these people here. Maybe there's a new group of people that you guys are welcoming into your life, so a new group that's going to be a part of your daily routine. But it's beautiful energy. It definitely seems that you guys are expanding for sure in some way with regard to your day-to-day life. All right, so we have rebirth coming up. Okay. We also have, ooh, the Banshee. Creepy. Okay. I want to start with the Banshee card because this is about like some sort of warning that you guys are getting during Scorpio season. This could be these like intuitive nudges that you're getting. This could be something else, but yeah, this is some sort of a warning of something that you guys are needing to pivot and change within your routine, within your day-to-day life. I do feel, though, that you guys are very in tune, that there is something that needs to change here because you have the rebirth card coming up. This says, there's death in all that awakens, for it isn't blissful nor painless. It's a mighty rising, O flame resurrected. There's death in all that awakens. And this kind of ties back into this expanded awareness, right? Because when you awaken, right, when you start to see things clearly or see things from a different perspective than you once saw them before, it isn't always fun, right? A lot of times when we awaken or expand our awareness of things, we start to view people in our life differently. We start to view situations in our life differently. And it can feel uncomfortable because these things are maybe no longer in alignment with us in a way that they once were. And I'm really being drawn to that fire. It's like giving me this energy of you guys really like releasing. It's like a major release of something this month, a major closing of a chapter this month with this world card coming up here. You know, I think of like how you can burn certain things. Like you can to like purify that energy out of your life, if that makes sense. So there's certainly an energy of purification and new beginnings this month. We have retreat, time spent alone, reflection on past and current situations. This makes a lot of sense, I think, with the energy of rebirth coming up and this major closing of a chapter and with this expanded awareness, right? Because again, a lot of times in order for us to get that awareness, we have to detach from something. And as I was saying, it can sometimes make us feel lonely once we start to see it very clearly because certain connections are no longer in alignment with us. Maybe this is more about like, initially I was getting that this woman was like leaving the key and was going to go join this group of people. But I think it could also be interpreted a different way where she's actually like leaving this group of people behind and getting ready to close the door and walk away, right? So there's definitely going to be a period of alone time during Scorpio season for you guys, which again, it makes sense. It's Scorpio season. So this is a season of, sorry guys, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's been like sirens and motorcycles going crazy outside. So I'm sorry if you're hearing that. Hopefully you're not. But okay, sorry. But yeah, so I say all this to say, and I've been distracted by the siren. This is going to be a time period where I think I was talking about Scorpio season and how shadow work can come up during this time because Scorpio is an energy of transformation. So makes sense that you might have some period of retreat. We also have divine timing. Everything has a higher purpose. So again, from a spiritual perspective, coming to an understanding that everything is happening as it should. Everything is happening for a reason, and maybe trying to see the bigger picture of this situation. You know, there's a lot coming up here about like the way that you're viewing something in your life around your routine, your health, your wellness, whatever it is, with that ascendant card coming up. So I feel that that's kind of the major theme of what's switching around for you during Scorpio season, pile 2, is like this energy of seeing things differently. Closing us out here, we have Hearth. This says happiness in our hearts and homes. This is a beautiful card. This is kind of about like This could have to do with home for some of you guys, like your home life, which would definitely fit into the routine energy. Creating some sustainable practices around your home environment. This is also talking about wanting to create a warm and welcoming space for yourself and for others. So I feel like as you guys are navigating this Scorpio season, something to really consider is, am I feeling warm and welcome in my own space? Are the people who are around me in my day-to-day routine, my work, whatever it is, creating this warm and welcoming, happy space where I can thrive and flourish? Or am I starting to see things differently and needing to cultivate something new for myself? So this is definitely interesting, pile 2. We are going to go ahead and end the reading here, and I apologize for all the interruptions that happened, but I would love to hear from you in the comments how you feel that this may resonate with your situation. So drop me a note below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you will be updated when I upload new videos, and I look forward to seeing you in a new one really soon. Bye. Hello, group number 3. If you guys picked out this Scolasite crystal card, this is going to be your reading for Scorpio season. So starting things off with your crystal card of Scolasite, I feel like this is definitely going to be a month where peace and tranquility are of the utmost importance for you. So there's an energy of wanting to relax a little bit more that's coming through. There's an energy of wanting things to feel, for lack of a better word, peaceful, removing yourself from conflict. It's just like a need or a desire for things to feel very calm and supportive in your life. So let's move into some of the astrology cards and see what else comes through. Ooh, we have the 9th house. We also have transits coming up. I keep being drawn to these circles that are everywhere in this card and the wheel here. So it's making me feel like maybe you guys during this time could be feeling like things keep going around in circles, or that there's not enough rest. And you see how this little guy is like curled up in a ball, like in the fetal position here? There's definitely an energy of you guys feeling like you may need to get a little bit more rest during Scorpio season, or needing a break from something during Scorpio season. But it feels kind of like you guys, we'll see as we get into the tarot a little bit more, but it doesn't really feel like that break is going to come, because I'm seeing a lot of activity in these cards. And I feel like with the Scolasite coming up, this is going to be a time where you guys are being really guided to find your own source of inner peace, or find ways to stay in control, or stay almost being like your own source of peace, or finding those moments of tranquility in more of like an active situation, right? Like you're going to have to be the one to intentionally create it for yourself, because your circumstances are a lot more active than they are relaxed, okay? For some of you guys, so starting off with the 9th house, some of you guys might actually be like traveling during Scorpio season. The 9th house can be about travel. It can be about higher learning, education, exploring different belief systems and ideologies, right? Some of you guys may actually find peace through doing this type of thing as well. So it could be flipped for some of you. But with the transits card coming up, this is sort of talking about like, this is the current climate of this time of Scorpio season is just that. It's the current climate, right? It's not necessarily something that is going to be permanent or lasting forever. So if it is a situation where you guys are feeling like kind of scattered, or you're feeling like, oh my gosh, there's a lot being asked of me right now, or like I'm traveling too much, or I have to do all this research or whatever, and you're exhausted from it, just know that it is temporary, is what I'm getting with this transits card. It's temporary. It's having a temporary effect on you. With the 55 coming up too, this could be, like there's an energy with the 5s of there being some challenge for some of you guys during Scorpio season with this energy of exploration, travel, whatever it is. But stereotypically saying, challenges are what helps us to change for the better. So there is learning that's happening through this time as well. Yes, very active energy. So you guys have the Eight of Wands and you have the King of Wands. Very, very active, passionate, excited energy. Some of you guys just might be doing a lot of travel and movement or going after your passions during Scorpio season. And it's a lot of go, 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 right? That's the energy I'm picking up on. It's a lot of fast movement. It's a lot of action, which could be why you're wanting to maybe try to find time for those breaks, if you need it. But I definitely see here confirming the travel message, the Eight of Wands. So you guys may literally be traveling or moving towards something during Scorpio season. Physically, this could also be energetic movement. But both of these cards really indicate a time where we're kind of going after our passions. Wands are very passionate, very creative energy. So there's an energy of creation, creativity for you guys during this time as well. I am being drawn, though, to this King of Wands. So, the King of Wands is great because this is also talking about, you guys stepping up and taking leadership through this situation, becoming the leader, being the one to kind of step up to the plate and take the initiative on certain things, really tapping into that masculine energy of taking action, right? But what's interesting here that I'm noticing is in this King of Wands, what do we see? We have this king, and he's probably a vampire because this is the Haunted Mansion Tarot for any of you guys that were curious. And he has literally sucked her blood, right? So this is I'm getting sort of a metaphor for an energy vampire here. So there is sort of this need to make sure that you guys are practicing self-care during this time because this is a time of action and leadership. It is temporary, right? It's not necessarily something that's bad. But I do think that there's going to be a need for you guys to really make sure that you're setting proper boundaries so that you don't become too physically or emotionally exhausted with everything you're doing. Let's see what else. We have Graveyard. There is a song that bellows in the peace of knowing no end and acknowledging the crossroads of eternity. I feel like this is saying that you guys need to make sure this month that you are letting things go that need to be released because the graveyard is where we lay to rest, right? So there's something that during Scorpio season that you all are really needing to lay to rest. Be at peace with. Accepting of. Because when you're accepting that you can't change it or when you're accepting that this is just what it is right now, it sort of can release some of that friction because it's okay, I'm making peace with it. It is what it is. Now we just got to power through, right? You also have All Hallows Eve. So you guys are also stepping into your power during this time as well, during Scorpio season. You're stepping into your power with this King of Wands and really activating and taking the lead in this situation. This isn't bad energy, you guys. I just want to make sure that I'm confirming that for you because, initially I was getting that you guys may have been drawn to that scolecite because you're wanting peace, but a lot of this activity feels really good. It feels like during this time, things might feel a little bit chaotic for you or just busy. Maybe busy is the right word, or you guys are just very active during this time, physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever it is. But through this experience, through this transit, quote unquote, you guys are learning to really stand in your power, learning to kind of find what your own source of magic is. You know what I mean? What the special skills are that you bring to the table. Maybe some of your guys' skill is being able to bring peace to others through your exploration, through the knowledge that you have acquired. But yeah, there's definitely a need here. I keep being called back to this graveyard card of letting go of the past, because the past is only going to hold you back. And this is a time with those fives where you're going to be working through some change for the better. Is what I feel. Okay. We have putting in the work. Yes, action that helps achieve goals, building the path for success. So you guys are going to be busy. This is definitely, you're working really hard during this time. You're putting forth and exerting a lot of effort. And this is going to be time well spent because it's helping you to achieve your goals. Dedication. Stay dedicated to your goals, efforts that will reap success. This is beautiful energy. Yeah, so as much as you guys may want to rest, this is not the time to rest. This is the time to put in the work and go after what it is that you desire, because I do feel that it's a time where you will be successful when you put forth that work. It's just going to be important to make sure that you are setting proper boundaries and protecting your energy so that you don't burn yourselves out. Closing message, we have the Black Cat. Fortune meets opportunity. So it feels like we're closing it out on a really positive note, group 3. Like there is this vibe of like good fortune or good luck that comes with the Black Cat. Maybe some of you guys are getting some sort of an opportunity. I mean, it feels like you are. Like you're getting some sort of an opportunity during Scorpio season to really show what you're capable of, to really show your leadership skills, to show your passion, to show and share your knowledge that you have acquired. To dedicate yourself to your goals, right? Cats are also, they also symbolize independence and sovereignty as well. Like cats are very independent creatures. They don't really need you the way that like a dog would need you. They're good emotionally on their own. So you guys are also, I feel like, getting confident and comfortable with being more independent in whatever your situation is during Scorpio season. Sovereignty as well, like being kind of regal or royal, having that, again, that independence over yourself and your circumstances, stepping into that leadership position. So this is very active, pile 3. I'm definitely curious to hear from you in the comments how you feel like this resonates with what you have going on in your life. So please drop me a note below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you will be updated when I upload new videos. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.